What's up, everybody? Video 3 on my series of creating this here simple coffee logo. Today's video is going to be going over how to combine all of the shapes I've previously made and add this texture that I have here. So let's go ahead and get started. New file. You can use the same 2x2 I've been using. And then first step, adding my two shapes that I've already created from the library. Just drag and drop, click it in, can align to artboard and center it, and come over to properties. Embed, and then edit contents, which will allow us to edit this file in its linked state without having to embed it and then deal with all of the masking issues. So we basically just want to fill this with white so that when we add our ellipse, 1.75, center this guy, properties brown, and then we want to change the order of this so that cookie cutter shape is on top. And now we've got the basis for the center of our logo, but that circle is a little bit too big. So with V selected and the circle selected, hit Shift Alt, and then we can adjust that proportionally and from the center. So just get it to wherever you like, something like that, pretty thin border around the outside. Now we want to create another ellipse. Again, Shift to keep it proportional and Alt to grow it from the center. And this time we want to take out the fill, add a pretty thick stroke, and maybe make it a lighter shade of brown. Make it a little smaller. That looks pretty good to me. Next step is adding our text in. So I'm going to do this in two steps. D and Java Bean. And the reason I did this in two steps was because I want this to be two different fonts. And that's just an easy way to keep it organized. Select them both, align to selection, and align left. And then we can go into the individual fonts. I'm going to use something that I got from Adobe Fonts, Adage JF, a nice simple cursive script. And then the Java Bean is going to be a little bit more bold, something like Mono 45 headline, bold option. Both of those I got from Adobe Fonts. And then we want to take in our coffee bean. So again, just click and drag, rotate it, Shift Alt, make it a little bit smaller, and then adjust our spacing, and that's kind of the basis of our logo. We can maybe make our fonts a little bit bigger as you like. I think that's pretty good looking. Now, the important step is adding a little bit of texture to make this thing look really nice. So I'm just going to use this grit texture that I have. I'm going to make another video in the future about how to create these, but it involves Photoshop, which goes outside the realm of this video. So just going to select it. You can download these from any stock site out there. Copy paste it into our file. This is pretty big, so I'm just going to compress it down a little bit to make sure we get a good amount of grit in our actual logo. And then open up the transparency panel. It's on my side panel here, or you can find it in Window all the way at the bottom. And then make sure everything is selected, hit Control A. And if you don't want anything to have this grit, so say you wanted your text to avoid being gridded, you will unselect those at this point. But I'm just going to make everything. So hit Make Mask, uncheck Clip, and there you go. you might have to hit invert mask depending on the order and placement that you have, but this worked out for me. The grit texture in this case was black. If it were white, you'd have to invert that mask, but this worked out. Now just go ahead and unselect, and there's your logo. It's got a good bit of grit. It really makes it pop. Looks like some spilled coffee or whatever you want. You can get all sorts of different kinds of textures and apply the same technique to them. But there's my simple logo. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch you in the next series.